Yes, everybody. Good evening, guys. Welcome back to the Paxton perspective on quite a positive note. We actually weren't going to do a video or podcast this week, purely based on the fact that what's it called?
No football this week.
Yeah,
no
there is
football.
football, but international break. But
Yeah.
some really, really big news happened yesterday at about 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock yesterday, that the chairman of Tottenham Hotspur Football Club, Daniel Levy, is stepping down, or has stepped down as chairman. And the reaction from many was a
quite an exciting one.
Yeah, exciting, positive one, including ourselves. That's why we do actually have some drinks here today. We're going to cheers in a moment. But it came as quite a shock. But before that, chaps, we're just going to cheers to new beginnings. Because it really did come as quite a shock.
It was a mad bomber, really.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like I said, I was driving when this happened.
Well, I got home from work and you called me and was like, "You seen Dad's mission in the group chat?" I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Yeah.
And then I
didn't believe it.
And you were like, "Mate, it's made my year." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And he was like, "Leave stepped down." I was like, "Shut up." Check the group chat, saw what you said. I was like, "Huh?"
Yeah, mate.
I was like, "What just happened?"
So I think it was about it must have been about
6 o'clock.
It was about 5:30, 5:45, I think, yesterday. And the news broke. And actually, there was no inkling of this happening in terms of like yesterday during the day. There was
nothing.
There was no leak of he has stepped down. There was no or he stepped away, etc. There was nothing yesterday.
Well,
at all.
I'm pretty sure. Didn't you put in the group chat this morning that he what's it called? He only knew about it like 20 minutes before.
Not 20
like
minutes.
that,
Yeah, there was.
like-
So we'll get on to
So I don't know
later stages, but
I don't know if you guys remember, like, I was saying to you just now, like, I don't know if you remember like, when we had the Gibbs White hold that saga, right? Do you remember there was a lot of talk back then about, like, us being taken over and changing hierarchy?
there was a lot. No,
Yeah.
there was.
Obviously,
a lot.
nothing came to
fruition. Though.
Yeah, but nothing came to fruition, so we were just like, oh, fuck
Yeah.
it. And obviously,
Yeah.
clearly it was true at the time, because obviously
Yeah.
it has happened.
Yeah.
I do think, like, it's a massive thing for the club.
Yeah. It's I would say it's a massive change for the club, especially as we all know, there's been a lot of unrest in the last.
100%.
Especially,
100%.
and we'll get into, because I actually before I got here.
I've
sort
got
of
all
pulled
my
up,
stuff I want to bring up.
not
Already raring to go,
yeah,
mate.
fair,
I've
mate.
got everything
You've
I want to
been-
be
he's
wearing
been-
up, mate.
You're
I'll be,
He's
do
been
you know what?
cooking,
Yeah.
mate.
Do you know what though? Like I said to you, Jess, like half hour ago, I saw Simon Jordan talk about it on Talksport, and I thought he made an excellent point that it was, every Spurs fan can sit there and celebrate right now, but if you get this next appointment wrong, you are fucked.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so,
100%.
You are
so-
completely in the mud.
Yeah, so
And
we'll
it will get to the point where you're kind of semi-thinking, maybe it wasn't such a bad idea. But I've got my stuff I want to bring up, and I will get to it.
Yeah, we can do that. So
Some are good, some are bad.
so yeah,
Maybe
so
bad.
So obviously, just to make clear as well, I'm sure we're talking about the Levy stuff today. Probably talk a bit about Kolo Muani being signed, and then go
but-
to
Okay,
West Ham.
that's-
But the
that's
big
it,
thing is
yeah.
Levy.
But yeah, so obviously, news broke. Well, we can go even further back. Obviously, you've mentioned there's been a lot of or quite a few changes within the last 6 months or so.
But there's been whispers recently.
Obviously, Donna Cullen sort of stepped down or moved away from the club.
That
as
was
well.
huge, by the way. Even then.
From what people said, they were sort of very close in terms of doing
I
everything.
just remember Tamworth away last year,
Yeah.
where obviously there wasn't many, like literally none of us there.
Yeah.
But everyone that was there, and it was like that was a time where you could genuinely get your voice heard. And I think that, when they're walking around the tiniest ground ever,
Yeah.
and you get all these supporters sat behind the goal of just kind
You
of
can hear it all.
giving you abuse.
Yeah.
I think that was actually kind of needed.
Sorry, just real quick on that, by the way, because I feel like people don't actually. I don't think like. I just think it goes very unrecognised a lot with Levy, and I listen. I hate Levy a lot, right?
Yeah.
But one thing I will say about him is I would say 90% of the games of the season, he does go to.
Oh yeah,
like,
100%.
Like 100%. Like,
Underestimated, man.
you know how many away games we go to? He's in the crowd, like not in the crowd, but he's in the box or whatever stadium. And I will give him his fair. Like he does go to 90% of the games, like of every season, really.
He did do that. So, Donna Cullen sort of stepped away. I think it was about March time, April time or so. That was sort of the first. There was the first inkling then, I think, of
because didn't she go and Vinay came in at the same time?
Yeah, she left, stepped down. Whatever happened behind the scenes, Vinay came in as CEO. I think that's
when we were all a bit confused, weren't we?
Yeah,
we were like, well, what's he doing?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he came in, and obviously there was there was an inkling then that a lot of people were suggesting that Enoch maybe are looking to sell. That was brought up back in April time ish. But then it sort of just went a little
disappeared.
bit. Yeah, it just went away.
It was stale sort of thing.
But you've brought up, right, and this come out after that. Daniel Levy knew about 2-3 hours before.
Yeah.
That I think also from what I've read today, the news has sort of come out saying that it was rather than he voluntarily stepped down, he basically
got sacked.
It wasn't a sacking.
He got put on a pip. He passed it, but still got the sack.
Yeah, no, I think
that's what it was.
The board would have had meetings either with him, without him.
Oh, for sure. It would have been with or without him.
The Lewis family, who if you don't know, own they own Enoch, they own Tottenham Hotspur.
Unfortunately,
as a family, they sat down and they
kicked him out.
Yeah, they basically decided that he needs to step away.
It's a bit of a weird one though, isn't it? Like he's been there 24 years.
Yeah, we'll get into
it just seems
facts.
as though like I fully understand it and I fully back like him gone, but it is weird that he just it is just a bit weird that he just like just gone.
Yeah, it is.
That's
no,
completely from me.
Sorry. Sorry, it's because I
I agree with what you're saying, but also like for me, I do think
like, it just turned on him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I get it got to the point where like fans had enough, and obviously it's now that the owners have kind of had enough as well, but they've just kind of like turned on him, which is completely unexpected. And I mean, like you said, with Levy turning up to
phone on you. I wanna get a couple of things up, but my phone's not working.
The like what you said, it's like he turns up to 90% of the games, and I've got it here, right? And I do just want to read this. This got put out on Twitter, and it was Daniel Levy stepping down, closes the book on one of the football's biggest Moneyball stories. And I read this, and I thought, what the fuck is this all about? And I read it, and I kind of thought, it's actually true. When he took over, or like the Lewis family took over, Spurs were valued at around £80 million.
I saw that.
Today they're worth 3.3 billion, with revenues topping over 550 million pound a year. Now that alone is unbelievable.
Yeah,
like to turn a club around, right?
How much was it? Sorry, how much was it? At
so
80 million.
80 million.
Yeah.
And now it's worth 3.3 billion with revenues topping 550 million.
The one thing I would counter with that,
we are in like 700 million or 600 million, whatever the fuck it is, of debt.
Of course it is. But again, he's gone on to build that stadium.
Yeah, so we'll get on to pros and cons of what he's done. The only thing I would say is I don't know what inflation looks like. It doesn't look like 3.3 billion.
No way.
But yeah, there was a lot of things. So yeah, he came out with a statement.
You don't have even read it.
And basically he said he's really proud. Look back on.
It was quite like to the point,
training.
weren't it, from what I saw online?
Yeah. But the athlete. So after this was about 11:30 last night. It came out that he was removed rather than he stepped down voluntarily. following an ownership investigative review. So basically, the Lewis family sat down, looked at what's been going on, particularly on the pitch, and they decided that enough was enough. And
It does, and it's mad. Do you know what it is? Like what Luke was saying earlier, right? The thing that is mad to me, and I'm very happy Daniel Levy's gone, right? However, you have to give his props and say he was probably the best person to financially steady in a business, like in the Prem.
And that's
probably
that's
just in world football in general, not just the Prem.
That's one of the biggest. One of the biggest.
We all like listen. I hate him in terms of transfers, but actually keeping your cupboard afloat and make sure you're not in PSR rules. He's one of the best at it, right? But my thing, the thing that confuses me so much about it is the amount of stick this guy has taken.
Yeah.
For the last however many years, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Especially sort of since Poch, right? The whole thing, there's no signs of a windows, and I feel like every week last season we'll go into a game, it was a protest, whatever, and he withstood all of that.
I think
we won a trophy.
Oh yeah.
We've just signed like our next build, i.e. Simmons, to build around, and now he's fucked off.
So hang on, okay. I just wanna go back to the buying it for 80 million. This is actually on the Bank of England's website. Inflation, 80 million back in 2001. As of July 2025, 151 mil.
Yeah. No,
that is an unbelievable thing to do, right? But then going back to this tweet, and then carries on saying he's managed to maintain. Obviously, he's grown our value with revenues again at £550 million a year.
Yeah.
All while keeping wages at just 42% of revenue, lower than every other team in the Premier League. That stat alone is embarrassing. It's actually quite impressive.
It's impressive, but it is embarrassing.
Again, it goes back to like the part where it's at the cost of the team.
Yeah.
Like you look at our team compared to Liverpool. And I remember yourself, Dan. Like we go back to this game so much.
Go on.
That 4-0, 4-1, whatever it was at Wembley. That Liverpool game where we beat 4-1 at Wembley.
Yep.
That is literally the turning point. Liverpool looked at that game and went, Dejan Lovren, shit. Let's get rid of him.
Yeah.
We'll go get the best centre back that there is available. Splash the cash on Van Dijk. Later on that season, went to a Champions League final.
Yeah, so
all admit they lost, and at that time we were kind of like Poch's peak of powers or whatever it is, and we just went downhill. Didn't spend at all.
I've read this on Twitter today. I've read quite a few people come out and say that between and a lot of this is not my opinion, right? This is not my opinion at all, but between 2001 and 2019, roughly, Daniel Levy was one of the best owners in football. This is what some people have been saying. After 2019 is when it switched, and the big reason for that is because in 2019 we moved into our new stadium. That was the biggest thing. Now, that's not, as I said, that's not my opinion. That's what people. That's what some people have said. I do believe that he got quite, because if you really obviously yes, we got into the Champions League in 2010. We in 2009, 2010, and we did also get into the Champions League a few times, right? After that year, we're then in Europe again for basically since then, and even before that, I think I read a stat. It was about 18 years out of 25 we were in Europe for during his tenure. The biggest thing for me is, I think he made a brave decision going for Poch, right? Back in 2000, whenever 15, it was 15, yeah. And I think he struck lucky slightly, even though it was a good decision in the end. He struck slightly lucky with that, which the trajectory of the club went from here then up, right up here, because we were competing for 3 or 4 years right up there. it's always come back to ambition. That's the key. That's the key word that everyone uses.
I think
ambition, and I don't believe, because if you think of it, 2016-17, we did not lose at home, right? We didn't lose a Premier League game at home.
Yeah.
If in January we went, because Chelsea went on that run and we beat them in early January, I think, at White Hart Lane, that Dele Alli game, yeah. But if we in that January signed a couple of players
like Liverpool did,
yeah,
that
for squad depth, and I know that it's hard to sign players in January.
But it can be done.
Is.
Everyone does it.
Exactly,
it can be done.
Yeah,
it's like
then
Man City when that all or nothing season went out and got Laporte in.
Yeah, so if we were a little bit more ambitious and really, really wanted to win, we would have gone and signed players.
I think the thing is, do you know what? When people look back on it, everyone always questions that Poch era of the bit where we didn't sign anyone for like 2 windows. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Lucas Moura.
And I think the thing is,
I actually think it was.
I do also look at it like I get it because it was round then we moved into our stadium, right? Or was moving.
I think it was the Wembley season.
Yeah, but we're moving into our stadium, so we fronted all this money from a financial point of view. Right, but as a fan base, we don't really give a shit about the stadium being built. What we care about is the fact that we are so no. But I'm saying
I got my season ticket.
No. But I'm saying we are so close, and if we actually invested 200 million, 150 million, which again I know is easier said than done.
Well, if you spent that billion on players instead of
you're probably sitting here now saying that we may have won more trophies, whether it's a Prem, whether 100%. That's whatever, because we were right there, right? We were there, but at the end of the day. Cool, we won, but like we and I think his biggest problem is the way this guy sells players is fucking awful, man.
Yeah, so
I heard
is
that.
So bad.
That. Well, I have a thing here. After 24 years, and this is the part where I was like, "No, this is embarrassing." He spent 1.1 billion on transfers in 24 years. That is
I don't know where, because I don't know. I tried to look this up earlier. Where is that from?
This is from TalkSport.
To be fair,
from TalkSport.
To be fair, I've seen that all over Twitter. To be fair, but
1.1 billion, because I've read that it could be like 1.5 up to. I don't know.
In 24 years, Chelsea spent that in 2 windows.
Yeah, no,
it's embarrassing.
But we aren't Chelsea,
no, of course you're not, right? But in 24 years, he's spent that on transfers. Yeah. 13 managers appointed. And 2 trophies.
Okay, so
that is embarrassing.
How much? So, also, how much are we? Has it got the stat there of how much money we've got from selling players?
No, it hasn't said that. But I do just want to say, and I'm gonna get stick for this. I actually think the thing that let him down the most, like I actually don't think he was as bad for Spurs as people make him out for. Right, hang on. Give me hang on. Give me a sec, right? Because the way that he operated off the pitch, unbelievable, right? It's just the people that he recruited under him. Yeah, our recruitment is horrendous. Like our transfer recruitment, horrendous. You brought it up like earlier.
He was part of that. That's a problem.
No, 100%, right? But that's the only thing that I think personally that he got horrendously wrong and held us back for so long. Lack of investment. And also lack of, like you say, ambition to kind of go in for it. Like the Dybala thing back in 2019.
Embarrassing.
It's like extra, 15 million quid for a photo of him. Just pay it. Do you know what I mean?
It weren't for one photo.
Well, obviously it was for his whole image rights.
Yeah,
but
it was, yeah.
It's like, you look at all this concert stuff, right? People slate it, but think how much that brings in for our club.
Oh, yeah.
Like that brings in a lot of money. But
also, sorry to cut you off.
I'm not gonna lie. Coldplay play at Spurs Stadium. I'm there, mate.
No, but like, sorry to cut you off here, but like, the thing is, everyone mocks us for it. But anyone making a new stadium now will 100% be doing the same thing. The new 100%. Old Trafford, whatever it looks like, will be the exact 100%. Same thing.
If you look at Arsenal's Emirates, right, they had to get rid of all of their best players at the time in order to help contribute towards that. Levy's gone, hang on. I don't really want that. We managed to keep Kane. We kept Son. We kept our main core of like really good players at the time, and instead went down like the commercial route of like the Formula One, boxing, concerts, etc. And it looks as though that it's kind of paying off, yeah. And like I'll give him his flowers. Like I think that part he has handled so well. It's just the recruitment under him has been horrendous.
It always has been. I remember for years, getting mocked by all my pals about Tanguy Ndombele being our record signing.
Oh yeah, you just got to walk into work.
And you got to walk into it, and you just got to get violated by everyone, and you're like, do you know what? I actually don't have any comeback for you because I actually do hear what you're saying.
My comeback for years was I've probably been to the ground that you support
more than
you, and I'm on a waste.
No, I hear that, but
now I can't say that anymore.
Yeah, but I do. I just think. Yeah, I do think. Listen, I'm the first to say I'm buzzing that he's gone. But I do think that people will miss actually how good of a work he did behind the scenes.
100%.
Well,
100%. If we don't get the next appointment right, we're screwed.
Yeah.
The thing I will say on that though is there, like the concerts are there, the F1 is there, the NFL they've signed for another extension, so it's there.
Yeah, it's done. It's all done.
But like because of him though.
Yeah, no,
it's like that revenue income stream is there because of him.
Yep, I get that, but what I'm saying is that now that he's done that, we don't need him.
Yeah, it's time to go.
I will agree. Some, not everything, some of the stuff that he did off the pitch, i.e. some of the decisions that he made off the pitch to be able to generate
how much we do
money
it's phenomenal.
is very good. Is then what did he do with that money?
Nothing.
That's the part that annoys everyone.
So the only other thing that you can say really that he did right, is the first thing you can say is he's built us a brand new stadium. Now, some people will say that that's an amazing thing, etc. Me personally, like you just said, I would have rather stayed at White Hart Lane, spent that money on players to push us over the line. That's what I would have preferred.
The only thing that the new stadium has done for me personally is giving my season ticket.
But on the flip side, what it's done for Tottenham,
commercially,
both for the football club, but also the community. Like he's
also bear in mind. Sorry, just cut you off on that. But we still got the naming rights to sort out as well.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be like another 300.
I actually want to touch on that because obviously you mentioned like the naming rights, etc. But people are now speculating if we'll get bought and taken over. When you think about it, you and I just started talking about this earlier. It's like, let's say for example, anyone comes in and they start spending this money. We won't be...
It's not happening, by the way.
Yeah, but like hypothetically, let's say it did. We wouldn't be in the Newcastle situation where you can't spend.
Yeah.
We would be able to kind of like splash the cash.
Yeah, it's a 4-year
because of
how
Levy,
because
of the way that Levy's left us.
That's not happening, by the way.
Some of these that I'm reading here, like the George, Kevin and Kudus to the Clinton and G's.
Yeah, it's
the
rubbish.
Josh Onomars plus 5 million.
So yeah, number one, the stadium, I think a lot of people see that as a positive thing, right? The second thing is the training facility.
Class.
Is
probably one of the best in the country.
Well, you see, England.
Everyone uses it. Yeah.
England are probably there now.
Yeah.
Right? Most of the time, if they play at Wembley, a day or 2 days before.
Throughout the Euros, they use it.
That's because of the lodge as well, right?
Yeah,
you got the lodge there, everyone.
That's why. So, an outstanding training. We've got then the facility. And then also the revenue stream that he brought in off the pitch. Again, some people won't see that as a positive, having a lot of things prioritising that. You've brought up probably the reasons why that they've done that. We still sold our best player that we've had come through the ranks anyway.
He
Our
is
one of our best.
He's the best
player.
Spurs player I have ever seen.
Yeah,
Probably
yeah.
put on a
Not
shirt.
Gareth Bale.
No.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't
So you're
think so,
you're
no.
rating him the best.
I
So
reckon
we
he's
sold
the
our
best.
we sold our best ever goal scorer
Yeah.
at a time where really if we kept him, but we kept him for so long and just didn't provide for him really.
I was saying, we failed him.
We
really.
failed, but and that can only come down to
Daniel Levy and his team. His
again,
team.
him and
His team,
and the board, etc. Right? We still had to sell him for how much it was, 100 million.
Yeah. With 1 year left on his contract,
Yeah.
that's unbelievable.
We passed through an outrageous team, and when I mean outrageous team, I mean
that
like the
it's a screenshot.
over two seasons was the best team in the league, and neither time did we get over the line. And then also like you've just brought up so many times, and we talked about with just after the Eze deal sort of fell through and stuff, the amount of players that we just didn't sign, and the nearlies.
Yeah. It could have.
And again, excuse me, it comes back to that key word, ambition. I remember at that time when Jack Grealish, this was when he wasn't even like
It was Championship.
Yeah,
Jack
I
Grealish.
think he was in the Championship. It may have still been in the Premier League. Mate, we bid 5 million and offered them Josh Onuma.
Yeah.
For Jack
Unbelievable
Grealish.
business.
At that time, awful. Clinton Ng, one of the worst players I've ever seen.
Vincent Janssen.
Nkunku.
I generally think he's
Nkudu.
scored 2 goals.
Vlad Kirikez.
Yeah, and Kudu, you could go Vlad Kirikez.
Stambouli.
Yeah. mate, Fazio, really bad players. Like and
DeAndre Yedlin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the problem,
Jack Clark.
But
you got them all.
But
now.
the reason,
hell.
but like you could even go recently, Brian Hill.
Yeah.
You could go.
Brian Gill.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of. There's so many that you can pick. Off the top of my head, I can't think of any more. But
it's too many to pick from.
But there's so many times, and I think this is part of the thing. It got to a point where the stadium was about to be completed, or so it was under construction anyway, right? From 2015-16, roughly, it properly started to be constructed, and then part of White Hart Lane got taken down in that corner there.
After that,
between the shelf and the Paxton part got taken out, and that's when it fully. It was at that point where we started to just fall, and I think probably in the back of his mind he was thinking, I've got to pay this, and there's more and more. He then still gave himself a fat bonus, for delivering a stadium late,
and overpriced as well.
Yeah, he also has got our team to a point where our turnover to wages ratio is at either 42 or 43%.
42% is what it came.
Lowest in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Is the lowest. If we want to compete, that has to improve. I'm not talking it has to go to an Aston Villa level where it's like 90% or like Villa.
I'd at least
Villa
say
is,
60%.
But Villa's like really high. That's why they're in PSR problems. But we can't be sitting at 42 as Tottenham.
We can't be the lowest in the
Hotspur.
league.
No,
we can't be lowest in the league.
Let's round
If
down.
we
Let's go
want
40%. You need it to be like 50. Highest max, I'd probably say like 60.
No, to be honest, mate, you probably need about 70-75%.
Whoa.
If you do, like, if you're going to compete, like, you think Liverpool are competing at 50%.
All I want is an FA Cup, mate.
Yeah.
I'm not asking for the Champions League. Just put it 50%, give me an FA Cup.
So let me ask you, where's this,
Yeah.
What, obviously we said about pros and cons and everything. I know we can sit here and talk all day about it, but what do you see happening next? 'Cause I know what I think I see happening next, but
I reckon in the next 3 years will get bought. I think.
I don't see that.
I don't think this miraculous old Joe Lewis's daughter's like now a massive diehard Spurs fan, wants to pump a load of money and load of shit. I'd love to be proved wrong, but I can't see it.
I don't see them. I don't see the club being. I think there'll always be interest, mate. Always. We're a club in London. We've got
the thing is
like
there.
world class. Yeah, we got one of we've probably got arguably the best stadium in Europe.
Training facilities.
We got one of the best training facilities in Europe as well.
We consistently get Europe as a squad.
So and revenue is high, like match day revenue, etc. So interest will always be there. Rumours will always be there. Remember about a year ago, 2 years ago, whenever it was, and there was like the Qatari stuff coming through, like because there was like one meeting between that
PSG owner.
Yeah, PSG owner and Daniel Levy, etc. I don't see, especially with the revenue that Tottenham are making from fools like us, but not we're so minute.
I do just want
that I do
bring
think.
up something in a sec.
All right, as long as that continues, why would he sell?
So I'm.
I do just want to say he is 88. The guy will die soon. I'm not being funny.
But
like he's on a ticking time, mate.
But all of his shares, to my knowledge, has not his shares, but I think it is his shares because he was found guilty of some tax thing or something like that.
Insider trading.
It's gone to his daughter, so his daughter is effectively like not owner of the club, but if you get what I mean.
So
he's gone into a trust, and his daughter owns the trust.
Dodgy tax evasion.
So, but as long as the revenue keeps coming in like it is currently, why would they sell the club? That's my biggest. It's like the Glazers.
Because if they're as big as a fan as they claim they would, they'd do it for the greater good.
No, but
so here's my thing. Yeah, so I think I've seen on Twitter, whether it's true or not, I have no idea because I haven't verified it or anything. Yeah, but I've seen some bullshit about like she put a release statement saying that they're looking to invest or they're looking to build on whatever they've got. Blah, blah, blah. I think it's quite naive as a fan to sit there and think like, after all these years, the Lewis family are going to try to do good by Tottenham Hotspur. I personally see, like, I think personally, I'm on the sort of side with Luke. Whether it is if it's Americans that take us over, I could really see us in the next couple of years being taken over. I'm not saying we're going to get taken over and whoever gets taken us over is going to fucking pump loads of money in the club and blah, blah, blah. I just think this is the start of we're on our way out. And whether that happens or not, I could be completely wrong. Because like you said, they can easily sit there for the next 10 years, 20 more years, accept all the commercial revenue it's gaining every year. Happy days. But I just don't see, like, if someone comes in and goes, we're going to give you £4 billion or £3 billion for your club, they're going to go, no.
Yeah, no, at that point,
I don't see it at all.
That's too good to, I think, to.
And like you said, my thing is, I personally see it and go, whether like fans whatever want to say that Tottenham's big or not, at the end of the day, we've got, like you said, best stadium, we've got best training facilities, we've got, whether it's decent, good squad, whatever squad, yeah. But we're in the middle of fucking London.
I do just want to say that I think the stadium and the stadium's arguable, but I do think the training facilities, like as a package, arguably is probably the best in Europe. Like I could be proved wrong.
It is one of,
but it's like I do just want to bring up a little bit side topic. I know we touched on it last episode, but now that Levy has gone, I know we disagreed with what he did. Are we going to be buying beers in the ground?
No.
Are we now going to give them our money?
Mate, we already bought a beer.
I didn't.
Kurt bought a beer.
Yeah.
Well, that's him problem. I'm not giving any.
I will still be buying a beer.
No, I don't see it in the next 5 years.
That's me personally. I could be completely wrong.
Yeah. I don't see it in the next 5 years.
I see in the next 2-3 years that like I said, me personally, I sit and look at it and go, again, it's my personal opinion. There's probably things happening behind the scenes, whatever's happening. That's just how I see it. But whether it happens or not.
But let's put it this way as well, right? Because I don't know if everyone even realises this, that Daniel Levy still owns 29% of the club. So it's not as if he's
just walked away from the club completely. Yeah.
But he still owns 29% of the club. Yeah. So and there'll be other shareholders.
I hope he just sells his shares.
But no, he won't. He won't.
But the reality is, if we was sold, he would still not be a majority shareholder.
The only other thing that you can look at and get an idea, the Lewis family has also put in as a non-chief executive.
Yeah, I was about to say
an investment banker
at Citibank, by the way.
I'm pretty sure
he used to work at Citibank.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So
like,
he
he used to be like CEO of Citibank.
Yeah.
I could be completely
City Private Banking Investment.
So
on your CV.
So he can come in. He will come in, and he probably will look at what investments can we make to be able to.
But I saw that he's been there since March. I read that he's been there since March, and he was kind of overseeing the smooth transition.
Yeah, but you know something else about him. I saw this on Twitter, so I could be completely lying, chatting shit. But I'm pretty sure I saw somewhere on Twitter that apparently he was an old CEO as well of Joe Lewis's one of their old companies, whether that's Enic or whatever. And I said, me, again, I could be completely wrong. I see the way that our board and everything is changing, it just looks like to me, looking out far, that we're setting up to sell. Again, we could be completely wrong. It could be not happening.
I don't think in the next 5 years it will happen, at least. But
we'll see. We'll see. It's going to be interesting. I think, and I think as well, people also will realize if we don't sell 5 years, I think what people will actually realize is actually, at the end of the day, Levy doesn't have multiple billions of pounds behind him to back our team, and it is him and the Lewis family, like Enic, as a group. I'm sure he probably goes to them and says, "We want to do this," and they say no, and they say yes. Lewis and all that, right? So what will be quite funny is, I think, and again, I hate Daniel Levy. I also hate the Lewis family, but. If they don't sell us within the next 5 years, you're still going to see it's going to be the exact same transfer business.
Yeah,
I think so as well.
Yeah, it'll be exactly the same.
I do just think that obviously you can talk about this restructure of people in there. Johan Lang, however you pronounce his name.
Lange.
Oh my god, mate!
Did you watch the video? Did you watch his video?
I don't want to watch his video. I don't even want to see his face, mate. Like that guy. Holy shit!
But even regardless,
how is he employable?
But even regardless,
how is he employable?
Like, I'm not being funny.
Even regardless,
give him his P45, mate, and hand it over to someone else, anyone.
Even regardless of recruitment and whatnot.
What are you doing with that bottle?
I ain't got a clue, mate. Even regardless of recruitment and stuff, I still think it. At the end of the day, the Lewis family are the majority shareholders, and I don't think much will change in terms of how our transfer business happens.
I do believe that there's a lot of people thinking now. Now that Daniel Levy's gone, we're gonna start spending a fuck ton of money.
Yeah,
and
100%. We're gonna spend
Chelsea.
400 million, 500 million every window. That won't happen.
No chance.
It just won't.
It would be.
Maybe I do think it's more about, and I read this on Sky earlier. It's more about, are we now, because Daniel Levy ran the day-to-day of the club for 25 years, right? And we brought in a director of football, and we did this and did that, and we were always told, oh yeah, now he's gonna step aside, and the director of football, Paratici, Lange, whoever.
Paratici
has
since just non-existent, got banned.
But they'll run the football side. Daniel Levy will run everything else. So that was what we were
told.
Yeah, told or led to believe. But he ran the day-to-day stuff every single day.
Harry Redknapp came out today saying that Lewis oversaw everything.
Yeah,
like Lewis had the final decision on it, which obviously we'll never know if that's true or not.
Yeah. But so he ran day-to-day everything. And so we'll have. I think because Daniel Levy would, in negotiations for transfers or whatever it is, if he didn't like a price, he'd just be like, yeah, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I think now they may be more decisive in, like Eze, for example, this summer. There's a release clause, right? Let's just go and pay that. That's
the sort of stuff that I'd hope does happen.
But that
maybe ifs and buts.
Are we going to be more decisive in the business that we do in terms of players? We must get better at selling players.
Mm-hmm.
How many? Like we talked about Reggie last week.
Brian Gill.
Was.
Why have we kept hold of him for 3-4 years?
Because we couldn't sell him.
Yeah,
no one wanted
like,
him.
Mate, just terminate the little rat's contract.
So I think this is so this is the thing. We need to get better at moving players on. We couldn't get rid of Basuma during this window.
Ndombele, prime example.
Yeah, Ndombele.
We just waited so long. We let him pack on the pounds.
Kept what's it called? Like loaning players out a lot because we couldn't get rid of them, etc. So there's a lot to do, and I think Daniel Levy just didn't. He wasn't able to be like, yeah, just get rid, because he wanted he wanted to pay as little money as possible for a player to bring him in, and he wanted to get as much money as possible for a player going out. And if it didn't suit him, he would just be like, yeah, no, that's not happening. Which we might. That's one of the biggest things that we need to get right.
Yeah.
And as you said, you're talking about a next appointment. The appointment is Vinay. That's who it is. He's the CEO.
I do think that it's smelly.
I said that at the time though, and you both were like, "But he's been decent at Arsenal."
Why?
No, I
tell
do
me your
remember that
reason.
saying.
Tell me your reasons why he's going to be smelly, or you think that's what? Let's not take that the wrong way. But why do you think that? Why do you think then Why do you think that he is? What are you laughing for? Why do you think that Vinay's maybe not the correct appointment?
So he was there at Arsenal, I think, for 5 years between 2020 and last year.
Mm-hmm.
2 of them seasons were decent.
Okay.
Every other one of them was what?
2020.
Who did they buy? Who did they sell? Arsenal in the last 5 years have literally sold no one.
Okay.
Their still record sale is Oxlade-Chamberlain.
Okay.
For I'm pretty sure 40 million quid.
40 million pound.
It's like you're on about we need to be better at selling players. He has a track record of being shit.
My only thing that I would say to that about him is I don't remember at the time, but again, obviously I don't watch Arsenal.
They had quite a few go out the door this window, no?
But he's not
Yeah,
there,
all
is
on
he?
a free.
But he's also not there.
free.
But
Like
also,
Partey on
like
a free.
my again, obviously I don't follow Arsenal religiously or anything. But from what I saw about Arsenal was, it seemed like he did leave everything to Edu when Edu was there. Like it was sort of like do your thing. I sort of just.
I actually think.
Like everything you saw.
Edu was actually pretty decent for Arsenal towards the final night.
Let's not.
Yeah.
4 or 5 years.
Let's not start going into Arsenal.
But yeah, that's. I just me personally, I don't look at Vinay and go, "This is what we need." I don't really have a reason why. I just sit there. I'm like, surely there's someone else better than Vinay.
Do you know what we need?
Personally, I think the as soon as he's come in, I think the contact between the club and the fans has got a lot better in terms of. Not in terms of the fucking farce this week of the ticket office, because they've been awful this week. But like connection with fans in terms of there was going to be no displays for the Europa League, and then all of a sudden he comes in and straight within a day it's like right, we're going to do
Who was this? Sorry.
Vinay.
Oh, right.
Like within 2 days, he was like, right, we're gonna do a thing for the Europa League semi-final. We're gonna get feedback from fans. We want to know your opinions, this, that, and the other. Straight away, the engagement. It was like engagement. The amount of again, some people will agree, some people will disagree with this, but the actual information from the club coming out from the club has been a lot clearer. I think there's been a lot more social media engagement with the club as well. So I think that
Quite
part,
clearly. Quite clear.
yeah, but that part of the club has improved drastically, because I thought before it was really they didn't want to engage with fan groups. They didn't really want the fan advisory board. They didn't really want to speak. You never, when, I don't know if you, like I said right at the start, the what's it called, Spurs now are putting out every window, like the end of the window, like sum ups, and they go through it. When Postecoglou came through, or when Nuno came through, where were all the videos about?
Paratici did it though.
No,
Paratici
yeah, he did. No, for
times.
the transfer window, yes.
Yeah.
But like when Ange came through, when what's his name, Nuno came through, where there were no video, or Conte came through, there's no videos like properly sitting down and walking around the training ground with him. Nothing.
Conte there was.
No, there wasn't, mate.
Yeah, check. There was Conte. Because I remember buzzing because I was hard on over fucking Conte.
No, there was an interview with him, but
there was a
like,
thing about walking around, and you saw him sitting down. He was going through his plan, and we had his coaches. You saw the chat, yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, Conte there was. I don't know about Nuno. Couldn't tell you about it because I hated the fact that we signed a Nuno. But Conte 100% because I was buzzing because I remember watching the video because it's late at night as well. Yeah. It's in one evening.
Was that like the announcement video? Because I'm not talking about those.
No, he was literally sitting there, like they were talking like the whole. It was like, you know, like it was like behind the scenes.
Yeah, no, I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about he's the one with oh mate, why has it gone out of my head now? I can't remember.
To be honest with you, all that stuff I actually couldn't care about because for me,
I just think the amount of content that they're putting out and the amount of information.
Honestly, I'll be honest with you, I'm like I couldn't actually give a shit about
content.
No, I sit there. I
get like, that.
I'd rather go to the ground, watch a good game, and be like, do you know what, we played well, and go home.
I'm trying to say
say that, and yet with Ange, there was a goal a game, no matter who it was for.
And what are you talking about, bro? You sound like Kurt right now. It's a good game because we scored goals. Like, what?
No.
What I'm trying to say is he's Vinay, for me, interaction and engagement with fan groups and the fans has improved. The bit that needs to improve is the bit on the pitch.
The recruitment.
The recruitment on the pitch. That's a big thing. It remains to be seen.
That's what I mean.
I don't know who he oversaw at Arsenal coming through.
Couldn't tell you.
A lot of there would have been some hits because they would have been in their team now. Surely there's some misses, but he's the person that is taking over. There's a brand new role, non-executive chairman, but he's overseeing the day-to-day stuff. So.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. But I guess, to be honest, like I said, you just say his first window.
Yeah.
Next one in winter. And then, like I said, if you don't see things sort of improving next year, you're sort of going same old, really.
Yeah,
but obviously, we could get, just touching it, we could get Kolo Muani through.
Well, I was just before we talk about that, I wanted to just ask just a somewhat question to round this off. If you were to rate Daniel Levy's tenure as chairman,
oh god,
out of 10, and you got to give a sentence why, what would you rate it?
6.
Why?
Because I think everything he'd done to get us where we are now.
6 is high, by the way. Go on.
But I personally think it gets very overlooked, i.e. like the stadium, training facilities, and all that, because of what's happened on the pitch. And I think,
do you know what's making me like smile and laugh right now? Is that all I've got is that clip of him on the overlap with Neville. And when I'm gone, everyone's going to appreciate it. That's literally what we're doing right now.
No, but the thing is, like, no one's ever disputed what he's done for us off the pitch, right? I don't see how you can sit there and say what he's done for us in terms of behind the scenes, i.e. the stadium, the training facilities, like, you know, like you said, £80 million to a £3.3 billion club. That's fucking huge. Like that's genuinely massive, right? And financially, we're in a good spot. We are, right, as a club. And we're nowhere near PSR rules, nowhere near nothing. And again, obviously, I know you think it won't happen.
It's a very long sentence, by the way.
But yeah,
Go on,
no. But I
6 out of 10.
Yeah, six for me.
Luke, out of 10, Daniel Levy's tenure at Tottenham.
Mate, it bounces every second.
Yeah, you're giving it now.
If I was to ask you right this second,
The gun to your head. What you
7. I go
He
7.
said I was high.
I'd go 7.
Really?
Yeah.
mate, you're gonna get
both
10.
of
you. Are
So what's yours?
No,
So go on,
hang
please, what's yours?
on. I'd agree. No, I backtrack. I'd go 6. I'd agree with 6. Because I've only just remembered that he actually wanted the London Stadium. He wanted to move Tottenham from Tottenham to
So
London
you're still
Stadium.
saying 6?
Yeah, I'd
Sorry.
go
So
6.
what is yours?
I'm going 3, mate.
Yeah, you're part of them
hang
change
on,
for Tottenham.
what-
You're
what
part of
made-
them change for
hang-
Tottenham
maybe-
guys
hang
and
on,
a protest and all that, bro.
maybe
That's what you are, bro.
So hang on, what makes you say a 3 then?
So
Because we've presented the facts to you.
okay.
So why is
But
he a 3?
The reason that it doesn't go higher for me is because of
The football.
such shit recruitment.
Yeah.
We won 2 trophies in 25
Clinton
years.
and G.
Hold on. We won 2 trophies in 25 years. Yeah. I would have preferred to stay at White Hart Lane than the new ground. No, and I will.
But that
I
is
will
preference.
die on
But
that.
yeah,
but hold
but
on,
that's-
hold on.
Darn
But
that.
that's
Hold on.
for you though.
You say that, and yet without the stadium, this PSR thing, we could be in absolute heaps of trouble because of the revenue streams. We wouldn't have it.
Okay. But what I'm trying to say is that I would have rather stay at our old ground. We were never in PSR trouble when we were at the old ground.
But was PSR even that massive of a thing?
It came into play, yeah, around that time. I would have preferred to stay in the old ground than the new one. The way that the club was run in terms of like wages just kept coming down and down. You think we were on at a time where we had Lloris, etc. They're all on like 100, 150k. All of a sudden we got rid, and then we started replacing players with 40k. So that's
okay.
So the wage to thingy ratio was poor. I think the overall goal for him was to get the new stadium done. There was never any intent, and it shows after we moved in. What direction did we go in after that? There was no. Yes, we got to a Champions League final, luckily. Yeah, because
luckily.
when we did not win, we didn't win really one game.
This is a very long sentence.
Yeah, I know it is, but
Well, I thought yours
after
was
we
long.
moved into a ground, he didn't seem as though he cared about the actual football side. He wanted then to go, right, now I need to repay the stadium off. Let me do this, and it was all off football things. That's why it's a 3. It'll be a 3
under this ownership that we're gonna stay under, we're gonna be worse, in my opinion. Now,
See, like now that you've brought all that up, I actually I want to change my thing and just go lower because it
Do
makes
it.
such a good
The
point.
biggest
but
thing,
it's like,
the
again,
biggest thing
I
for
can't
me
go away
is
from the
2
fact
trophies
that,
in 25 years.
I
That's the worst thing about
I agree with you. It's awful, right? But that's why it's not higher than a 6 for me. But like, I also.
Yeah, I'm
And I
changing
can't-
mine. I'm going 4.
I also
I'm going
personally for
lower,
me,
yeah.
I can't.
You were
overlook-
going 7 straight
Yeah,
away,
yeah.
mate. That's
This
that's
geezer's
horrible.
topsy turvy, mate. It is
Oh,
like this,
that's horrible.
But that's me personally. I don't overlook, and I agree with you. It probably was to get a stadium built and whatever. But that's just
The
me.
lack of it was also the lack of ambition, man. The lack of
mate.
ambition. We signed some players when they were coming into their peak. We signed some players like who just passed their peak.
Yeah, but hang on. Name me a player.
Edgar
that was,
Davids, for example.
Yeah, but hang on a sec, right? It's like name me a player.
Ivan Perisic, that was after their peak.
Yeah. But like name me a player that was kind of like semi in there, like 25 to let's call it 28, right? That was like, oh yeah, he'll go into our starting 11. He'll improve our squad. Ericsson was pure luck. Pure luck that he
Like
paid off.
we signed so
Lamella.
Yeah,
People would
we
debate
signed-
whether his thing was good
No,
or
but
not.
we signed too many players that were prospects.
Potential,
You
yeah.
always say
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
we
I
always
say
say
that.
that.
So that's
But
why
it's
it's a 3 for me, mate.
like I said, everyone. I think everyone gonna rate his tenure
Yeah.
at all different ratings. Yeah, depends where you look at it.
Yeah.
Again, some people have their opinions, but yeah, it's I mean, it's happened. I think it'll be interesting. It's gonna be an interesting next couple of seasons for Spurs to see how we adapt and change and whatever. But I personally don't think anything's changing.
I do just want to go back to that Vinay thing where whilst he was at Arsenal, you asked like who did he sign under his tenure? Yeah, Ben White, Odegaard, Aaron Ramsdale, Aubameyang, Xhaka, just to name a few. Like a few of them are pretty decent for him, or was pretty decent.
Yeah,
for
so
him.
we'll have to wait.
We'll
and
see. Yeah, we'll see with him.
Kolo
Muani.
Yeah,
quick one.
The only other thing, is
I'm not buzzing
transfer
about
deadline day.
What was
Kolo-
just
I'm
quick,
not
easy
buzzing
one
about
answer? What do you think?
I haven't heard of
That's
him.
like a panic signing.
Yeah.
I
You
haven't.
haven't heard of him.
No, hold on.
Guy missed a sitter in a World Cup
You didn't
final.
let me finish my sentence. That's why. I haven't heard of him since that moment.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
guy's gone missing.
So let me finish the sentence.
He
first,
had that moment, and it's like he's got severe PTSD.
Yeah. So I've not heard of him since then. He's 26, so he must be coming.
Is he?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
26
I thought
years old.
he was like 12. Well, I don't know, maybe not that young, but I thought he was well young.
No.
No,
He's
he's
20. He's 26 years old.
He
was
looks young.
He was at Frankfurt. He then got a massive move to PSG, 90 million euros.
But
and
at the
then-
time, he was balling
But this
out
wasn't-
for
But this
Frankfurt.
wasn't start of last season. This is the season before. The season before he went to PSG for 90 million euros,
Didn't play a game.
and then last season he went out on loan to Juve, and then we've signed him on loan, and PSG failed in an attempt for us to have some sort of buy clause in their thing. So PSG want to get rid of him, even though they bought him for 90 million euros, which is bizarre. I also think it's not a panic signing. I think we wanted to get a forward through the door,
I just don't think
and
it's
we
the
were
right
scratching around, and we stumbled upon him. He can play striker. He can play left wing. I think that's why we bought him.
I
To be
think
100%
one.
honest.
Versatile players,
Yeah.
and again, I understand why clubs go for versatile players, but I just don't think we need them.
I think I totally agree. I
We
think it's
do
panic.
need
I
him.
think it's
Not
No,
him, but we
but
need
like
versatile
players. I understand like Kudus can play like 3 or 4 positions. I understand that, but when you're looking for a striker, I want an out-and-out striker. I don't want someone that can play off the left. I
and
don't
that's
want someone that can play off
exactly
the right.
that.
I want a goal scorer that's in front of goal that will score goals and win us games.
But if you look at that, did we not try it with Solanke and look what happened?
That is also very true. But
That's what I'm saying. Just to play devil's advocate.
But I read that looking at Mateta for like 50 million quid to Champions League clubs, pay the money, bruv.
So
That guy is unbelievable.
I'm not mad at the signing. I'm also not happy at the signing. I'm sitting there. I'm like, it is what it is.
It's an
loan.
acceptable
Yeah.
one. Like, I'll accept it because I'm not mad because it is only a loan.
It's an
There's
extra
no-
body
there's
as
no
well.
fight.
If we bought Mateta, we would have had to sell Solanke.
That's fine. He's been shit.
But no, this is what I'm saying. So they because they've got an out-and-out striker just injured. They're sitting there going, yeah, let's get someone in that can also play a different position, because if and when Solanke comes back and he comes back into starting 11, then we can push him out wide, and then that's basically what they've done. I was like, when it came through, I went into work the next day. A couple of guys at work were saying like, "What's your thoughts on it?" I was like, "Meh." Like, is it like it's like you say, it's all right. Like I'm not like ecstatic like I was with Xavi Simons, but I'm not sitting there going.
Well, hang on. You didn't even know who Xavi Simons was.
Yeah, I did know who he was.
Oh.
But I wasn't. I didn't see him play too much.
What I will say about Muani though,
But I wasn't ecstatic, but I wasn't like, oh.
What I will say about Muani is I do think he's been a massive flop at PSG. However, he hasn't been awful at Juventus, and obviously I know it's Serie A, so just let me land here, it's Serie A, he could come and be absolute dog shit.
Yeah.
However, last season
100% he will be dog shit.
Yeah, but he actually wasn't that bad last season at Juventus, so we'll see.
I'm going 6 goals or under in the Premier League.
Yeah, well, it depends on if he plays. That's the other
Again,
thing.
So just quickly, out of 10, again, no sentence, just out of 10, would you rate the window? It's done now.
4. I was gonna go
only because of the failed attempts. The failed attempts at Eze and Gibbs White, and again, all back to lack of ambition.
No, there was ambition.
But
in
terms of Xavi Simons, yes, I'm buzzing about the signing, but you look at it, third choice.
But there was ambition there. We paid.
Yeah, but hang on, there wasn't.
We asked
you have a
for
£68 million release clause, and you're offering 55 plus $5 million add-ons.
That was
for Eze.
agreed.
Yeah, all right, cool. It was agreed, but you had a week to get it over the line.
Well, but what I'm saying is there was ambition there. We wanted Gibbs White, and we met a release clause, and the geezer at Forest was like, "No, you're not having him." So we fucking pussied out, and then there was ambition with getting another player, and in the I actually think Eze just strung us along.
I agree.
So there was ambition. We then probably stumbled on probably the best, could potentially be the best out of the three. So there was ambition there. There's ambition to go and rival Chelsea.
I'd still go 4, and then you've got the left wing situation that I don't actually think has been addressed. Yes, Kolo Muani can play there, hasn't been addressed. I saw we're also looking at centre back, haven't addressed that really.
All 4 of the players that we properly signed are starting 11 players.
I'll be real with you. I've actually given this out a 6.
Yeah, I was going to say
6, 7.
5.5, 6.
I was going to say 6, 7 for me. I think Kolo Muani is like, even if he's shit, he's rotationally really.
I was going to say.
I think Simmons is our next big thing to build around. Let's be real.
100%.
And then you're talking Kudus just looks good. So far, he just looks so good.
Paulinho.
And then Paulinho is looking really good as well. I actually think it's actually been a really decent window for us.
That's what I'm saying.
And I get what you're saying. It's been embarrassing,
like
the whole thing's falling
6.
through. But I do actually think, in the grand scheme of things, somehow we've fallen upwards with Xavi Simons.
Paulinho, and
Simmons.
Xavi Simons start gaming.
Yeah. And I also won't be shocked to see Kolo Muani starting on the left.
How many times before have we bought players and they've not
worked out?
They've not been starting 11 players.
Yeah, these are starters like Paulinho. You're seeing
something
exactly that.
I do want to
4 is harsh.
Ever so slightly change it. I just want your guys' opinion on Tel being left out of Champions League squad. I was quite surprised at that.
I'm not that surprised, mate.
I am surprised. I'm happy.
I'm not being funny, but like
it's another Jed Spence situation from.
I agree.
Whenever it was,
but you look at
last year.
You look at like Odobert or Tel. For me, I'm picking Tel over Odobert. Only because of in front of goal. I think Tel is better in front of goal than.
But you don't mind Odobert, again. I think Odebert's shit.
You go back to the versatile thing. Tel can play off the right or off up front and on the left.
Not for me.
To be honest with you, I would let both of them out.
Me, man.
So Odobert, I think, is dog shit.
Odobert has proved already that he can score in big games.
What
he
big game?
He scored 2. He scored 2 goals against AZ Alkmaar to take us through.
Was it 2? I thought it was 1.
What?
I thought it was 1.
No, he scored 2. He scored 2 goals to take us through. He's already proved in the European stage that he can actually do it, and also he's looked better than Tel has in the games that he's played. Tel, and again, I don't have a full agenda again because I want him to do well. I really do want him to do well, but so far, he's not been good. You cannot sit there and convince me that Matthias Tel has dropped more than a 5 out of 10 performance in any game that he's played. Odeber's done it at least once, and that was the AZ Alkmaar game at home. You can't.
I actually think that's the thing that I'm most worried about this season, to be honest.
What's that?
I actually think our starting 11 is very strong.
Yeah. It's the depth.
I again, I know what you're saying. I do actually think Odebert's shit. I also think Tel's shit.
Yeah.
I think Solanke's shit. I think Brennan Johnson as a starting is shit.
Yeah.
I love Brennan Johnson, but he's shit.
Yeah.
And we saw that on the weekend with Bournemouth. I think Archie Gray is overrated.
Okay. Yeah.
When I'm looking at it, I think
agree.
before he got injured, we were all saying how shit Dragoshin is, and now he's our rotation squad. Yeah. I'd rather Vuskovic than Sol Dragoshin.
Well, Dragoshin's been left out as well.
Yeah, but I'm saying just even in Prem, whatever. I don't mind Danzo. I actually think Danzo's all right. I think, Spence, I think it's a lot to ask for basically Spence to cover both sides as a rotational. Obviously, I know people are going to say, we've got Gray as well at right back. Shit. Yeah, so when I actually look at our depth, that's the thing I'm actually most worried about this season, because I think we are 2 injuries away from an actual crisis, I think.
We said it, I'm pretty sure it was Man City. Kudus gets injured, you're fucked.
Yeah.
100% you're fucked.
Yeah.
Obviously now you've got Simmons in there as well.
That's the thing. That's the thing that I'm not worried about. Side. I actually think we've got a really strong starting 11. I'm more worried when we get a player injured for 2 months, because it's going to happen. Yeah, at some point in Spurs, right? Or we'll lose 4 players at once for 3 weeks. Our depth is so bad, man. It's bad.
I totally agree. But yeah, going back to your point, Alderweireld over Tell, I think wasn't a no-brainer, but I think if you properly sat down and looked at it, I think it's pretty. It was pretty simple decision, because someone had to be left out. Someone did. Dragusin was already left out, but that's because he's injured. We're gonna have a really big problem if we get through, because there's a difference between the group stage.
Yeah,
and then
Kulu comes back and all this.
Kulusevski comes back.
Has he been included?
And Madison won't come back, but Kulusevski comes back, and also Dragusin comes back. You've got to drop 2 players if you want them in the squad.
Do you know what I actually think? I think Spurs are missing
in January.
And again, this goes back to lack of squad depth. I'm pretty sure it was. Who was on the most recent one of the overlap? Was it Hasselbank? Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank?
I don't watch it.
He was talking about England at the Euros, and he was like, they really missed Harry Maguire's leadership in the thing. I don't think Spurs have got many leaders in the change room, actual leaders that can get.
Well, I think Paulinho will be part of that.
Yeah, I think he would be.
Vicario. Romero.
I don't think Vicario is. He's one of them who flaps his arms around when he makes a mistake.
No, Vicario will be a leader in the dressing room to some extent. Romero
100%.
Paulinho.
Honestly, you're not going to like me for saying this, but I think Bentancur will have some sort of influence on it as well. I think 100%. Obviously, James Maddison's not there right now, but he will as well. Dragusin would, because he's just.
I don't think he would. I reckon Dragusin. He looks as though he's one of them that after a game or before a game, he'll go to a shower, get his kit on, and get out. He ain't saying shit to anyone.
No,
mate.
I think his ego speaks a lot for what he would be behind the scenes. Ben Davies will be, just because of the length of time that he's.
I think
been
so.
there.
Porro comes across as though he's
I think
Poro's just a mixer.
Up.
He's a mixer. He gets involved with everyone.
If you look at the England setup, right? And I don't know who's been named in the squad for it, but you got the likes of Kane, Jordan Henderson. I'm pretty sure is in there, big leader. Yep. Obviously you got Maguire in there. Stones is quite a big leader.
But what does that change for Spurs?
It just gets people up for big games.
Yeah, but how does it?
What do you mean how?
Yeah, but what has England done what Spurs hasn't?
Gone to 2 finals and multiple semi-finals and quarterfinals. Spurs won't even get out of the group.
But we just won a final.
Okay, cool. In how many attempts? Am I
going crazy here? Am I going crazy here?
Why are we just having this argument?
But how many semi-finals have we been to? Not got over the line.
Yeah, but what?
How many finals have we been to?
Listen, we're going right off here. I think there are more leaders than you think in that.
Yeah,
I think behind the scenes. But yeah, I think Frank's going to have a big dilemma in January about the Champions League squad, especially if big players come back from.
Well, you're saying that as well. You haven't even thought about transfer window as well.
So that what I was trying to touch upon there.
Do you reckon we go back in the
January? In the January window. In the January window, if Kulusevski Dragusin comes in, then we may need to think about selling or put people out on loan or something like that. The other thing is talking about Tell. If we have left him out of the Champions League squad, I've seen a lot of people online saying, "Why do we buy him for 40 million?"
Yeah, it's true. No,
Who
sure.
is this? Tell.
Yeah.
Tell. Why?
I thought it was 30.
But if we
30, 40, whatever it is.
if we bought him for 40 million, is it pounds or euro? I don't
Probably
know.
euros, I don't know.
Then why have we bought him for 40 million?
Yeah.
It's
It's embarrassing.
silly.
No, but it's
But
embarrassing
It's just
more,
silly
mate.
business.
Because
The reason why we bought him for 40 million is on the off chance that he becomes an absolute world beat and we can sell him for X amount. And this goes back to I don't know if Daniel Levy had a say in, but I think apparently Thomas Frank didn't have a say in anything at all. It was like, yeah, Matthias Tell is being bought for 40 million.
But the reality is, like,
So
he's walked in and
I think with this change, these so-called club signings need to go. Like, again, yes, I think people will say now he's paid off for us, but I'm pretty sure at the time, Jed Spence was a club signing.
Yeah, he was, yeah.
Yes,
Conte didn't want him
yes,
at the time.
Yes, he's semi-paid off now, I think people would say, and I think he will pay off like in the long run, but he's a club signing. These so-called club signings have got to stop.
Yeah. But Matthias Tell,
I actually
for
think,
him, for Matthias Tell, it's a very similar situation to Jed Spence now. Jed Spence was left out and people, I think it was in the Europa League squad.
I think he went on loan as well.
But he he had
a buy clause in that.
But
for 10 mil.
there was a lot of talk about he's been like, I think it was just after Coventry where the Europa League squad got brought out and people were like, well, why is Jed Spence not in there, etc. And it's a very similar situation with Tell. It goes one of two ways. Either Tell just nothing happens and he's fizzled out and all of a sudden he goes at some point, or he goes, nah, I need to prove these guys wrong, and when it comes to the knockout games, they cannot leave me out. And he kicks on and he plays in cup game, like in the Carabao Cup, etc. And he plays in the odd league game, and he's unbelievable. To a point where Thomas Frank's like, why did I leave this guy out?
I do agree with you. The only thing is, I do think, and just hear me, I just think it is a lot more difficult than it was for Spence to get into that role, because you got to remember as well.
There's a lot more.
There's a lot more competition. And Spence came in at left back when Udogie was injured.
Yeah.
That's where we sit there and go, fucking me. Like,
and that's the thing. There's so much more competition in those wide areas and up front now.
Yeah.
We got three strikers.
That two can play out on the left as well.
Yeah, that can also play. Yeah, where Tell can play, and
yeah,
we've also got we've got quite a few wingers as well. It will be hard, but if he scores,
if he's 10, the player that we all think he is,
if he scores 10 goals in the next 20 games that we play up until Christmas, no, but what I'm saying is, if he did,
he'll get in.
Then Thomas Frank's going to be like, well, I can't leave him out now.
Yeah.
So
Odeberg's going to have to go.
Someone else gets dropped out. Someone like Odeberg, someone like that. So Champions League squad.
Monaco is booked
I also fear, and I'll just say this very briefly, is because I know we've been recording for a long time. The one thing I do fear is we've got so many attacking players in our squad, and it did look as though we were running quite thin on defenders. That's all I'll say.
I think the opposite for midfield.
Maybe midfield as well.
I think our midfield depth is scary.
Stinky,
but what I'm saying is in the specifically in the Champions League squad, we have got 3 centre backs. 3.
Archie Gray, bro. What are you talking about?
Yeah, be quiet.
Ben Davis.
Yeah, this is part of the thing. Ben Davis is in there as he can cover left back, but he can also cover centre back, and he could probably cover right back as well. He could probably cover defensive midfield. It's like if we want to play 3 at the back, them 3 are starting. One of them gets injured straight away. That's then
it's done. That's what I said to you. That's the thing. I'm not worried about our starting 11. I'm worried about when an injury comes.
We're looking quite thin. Attacking wise, we've got
options,
many options, especially when injured players come back. But
we'll see.
But yeah, I mean,
for us, Champions League's booked up. I know for yourself and I.
Yeah.
We've got Monaco booked. PSG thinking of doing.
Yeah.
Maybe Frankfurt. Don't really want to go back there though.
Yeah, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, as we said, it wasn't this wasn't meant to be an episode. We were supposed to have a week off, but
Instead,
obviously the big news of
Levy.
Daniel Levy sort of stepping down as
next
chairman.
week we'll have the next week will be West Ham away.
Yeah, West Ham.
We'll have the we'll have the TikTok from you.
Yeah.
Away days.
Yeah. So
that West Ham game
make
is
sure
going to go off.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's a late game as well. So, but yeah, TikTok. TikTok. We have been doing. We've done 2 so far. Not West Ham.
PSG.
We did PSG, but then the one that's sort of blown up
Man
slightly
City
on TikTok is the Man City one.
Yeah.
So if you want to see that, it's also on Instagram as well. If you want to see that, then it's at Paxton. Is it the Paxton Perspective? Yes, at the Paxton Perspective. Obviously, make sure you like and subscribe. Please make sure you follow us on Spotify. Luke was checking the sort of analytics of Spotify as well. Quite a few people have been going on. I did see about 200 people have been going on. Actually, just clicked on the Spotify account as well. So if you could give it a follow and share it about as well. If you want to download it later and listen to it later, then you can do that as well. Mm-hmm. We are also on every other podcast or major podcast platform as well. So yeah, much appreciated if you could follow, you like the video, subscribe as well.
It's one of them. Just put it on in the car while you're driving to work.
Yeah. And just share it with people, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Just share it with people.
Exactly. But other than that, guys, it's gonna be we play next Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Haven't got to click.
Yeah.
I think it's next Saturday. So our next episode should. Fingers crossed, it should come out next Sunday. But until then, guys,
I am going to aim to try and get them out every Sunday if I can.
Yeah, cool.
Time.
All right. But yeah, other than that, guys, we will see you next Sunday. Laters.
Cheers.